Welcome to the Lost in Phoenix podcast. We are Lost in Phoenix. This is a podcast about, I don't know, a bunch of different stuff.
Bunch of different shit.
But we are Lost in Phoenix. My name is Seamus McMahon. I'm joined today by Joshua Powers. How you doing, bud?
Doing great, bro.
Awesome. We just thought it would be a good idea to record a podcast since we haven't done one in a while.
Just record one about nothing.
Talking
like
about
Seinfeld, a podcast about nothing.
That seems like such a goddamn good idea.
A podcast about nothing.
Yeah, even though I know that already exists.
Yeah.
You know?
Is there?
Yeah. Well, kind of a little bit.
There's like 900,000 podcasts.
Yeah. Just
dude,
talking.
At the level of podcasting that we're at, dude, it's like I don't even view it as like, oh my god, nobody's watching or this or that. I just like fucking doing it. It's fun to me.
It's fun.
It's something that I never thought that I would like get this much joy out of doing.
Right.
It's almost like therapy in a way.
A little bit.
Because what other time? Who else in your life can you just sit down like this in a focused manner and just talk to about anything?
Right.
And not feel like you have to, you know, you're not trying to put your business face on. You're not at school. You're not at work. It's something that's underrated in our modern culture because usually, you know, if I'm not hanging out with friends or doing music, I'm like at home working on music or like not being social at all. So like I don't really get to have conversations like this.
Yeah.
Ever. You know.
100%.
Yeah.
For me, like ever. I don't get to talk to anybody.
Yeah. I feel like phone calls are dying too. Like I remember, you know, maybe like 10 years ago, phone calls like with. I had a bunch of people that I would call on a pretty frequent basis, have these long conversations. Not anymore. Nobody calls. Everybody texts. That's like the new world.
Yeah, know? It's just so much easier to send a text.
It is.
And then, you know, if you have to talk to somebody like we did earlier today, it's like, call me, you know? And then at the same time, you can be like, no, I'm not going to fucking call you. Yeah. But obviously, you know, if somebody says, no, you need to call me, you should call them up. You know, but yeah, you're right. Phone calls are dying. Yeah,
that's true. Oh, and by the way, the only reason that I texted you that is because I knew I was going to be on the other on the phone. Mm-hmm. So I was like, just call me. Just call me. Yeah, bro.
I was a little worried. I was like, oh, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, fuck.
It's like if he needs me to call me,
come pick me up, bro. That's the worst. You think somebody's just calling to say what's up? Yeah, bro. Yeah. My tire slashed out on 95.
I've gotten that call a couple times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you go and help?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So I'm not doing anything. I guess I'll help.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely let him use your AAA card for sure.
Yeah, if I had that.
Yeah.
I don't have any money.
Shit, dude.
Yeah. I wouldn't know.
Well, if you ever need one, call me up. I've got like 6 this year that I haven't used yet.
Really?
I've got 6 instances where I can call a tow truck.
Hopefully I won't need it.
Yeah.
At any time soon.
But if you do, call me up, man.
I will.
I'm your boy. How about your boy?
Yeah. We were just talking about a bunch of different stuff.
Yes.
Like technology and politics.
Oh, my God.
It's like the main focus of this entire podcast. I remember one of the first ones we recorded was something about war and its technological advancements. Yeah. And then the second one was like religion.
Yeah. Yep.
So I guess we might as well have a politics one.
Oh, man.
So
it's fucking cesspool.
It is. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Man. There's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
But also so little. I don't know where to go.
So, Bernie Sanders.
Yes.
He's been around for a long time.
Very long time.
He's a senator. He's got money now.
Mm-hmm.
Had a big, pretty well, you know, New York Times best-selling book. So he's got the money. Mm-hmm. He's extremely popular. His rallies are really the only ones that I've seen to echo President Trump's crowd sizes. You know, Trump when he was running last time, he was playing stadiums.
Oh right,
you know,
in 2016.
And I haven't seen that with any of the other Democratic candidates, but I'm seeing it with Bernie. Yeah, and it's just clear that there's like people felt that he got fucked over by Hillary Clinton.
Oh yeah, well that was the DNC back in 2016. Yeah. They wanted a candidate that had a track record already, And
look what happened. They got what they
yeah.
fucking deserve. You guys shouldn't have been fucking around, man.
Yeah.
Bernie probably could have taken him the first time, man.
Oh, definitely.
You fucking
Hey, we won the popular vote, but you didn't win the presidency.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
So here he is now, but everyone's gunning for him.
Right.
Even though he is probably the most desirable candidate of the people of this country, you have the elites in the Democratic establishment making big pushes to take it into another direction, to a candidate or candidates that they can manipulate and bend to their interests and wills, and who could be paid off and will play ball. Business as usual, same fucking bullshit. I know it, you know it. It's no goddamn secret anymore.
Yeah. Not at all.
And the big question right now is he going to be able to get this nomination and go up against Trump? All I keep hearing in the media is he's not a strong enough candidate to beat Trump. You think that fucking Mike Bloomberg is going to come and beat the most popular man on the face of the earth? Mike Bloomberg?
Yeah.
I don't care if he's got $15 billion, man. You're not going to come. He's got an unlikable face. Okay, I'm just going to say it right now. Mike Bloomberg, very unlikable face. If you haven't seen his face, go and Google him right now and tell me I'm fucking wrong. All right? Tell me I'm wrong. But so the big question, Sham, is do you think that Bernie is going to make it?
I hope so. I really hope so. I think he's the only sensible candidate right now.
He really is. He's the only one with maybe some fucking ideas.
Yeah, he's the only one that has actual plans that
plans and a direction, maybe. Yeah. Some vision for what he thinks things could be, and you know, like
he's not just saying things to say things.
Yeah.
He has a written out plan. You can go look at it on his website. And it's broken down for Medicare and everything else and free college and stuff like that, and how he's going to pay for it. He's the only one. Elizabeth Warren doesn't have that.
Definitely not.
Buttigieg or whatever. I can't say his name.
You just me and my uncle. My uncle and I were talking about this, dude, and we were saying it would be the best move of that guy's career to change his last name to Butt. Okay?
Yeah.
Feel me out, dude.
President Butt. That'd be funny.
I mean, dude, that guy would get more free. He would get $1 billion of free press if he legally changed his name to Butt, dude. You'd have everybody on all the fucking propaganda channels just clamoring it up for new Pete Butt. Mm-hmm. It's got a ring to it.
It does.
I mean, you see like jerseys with Butt on them, dude. I mean, he's like, he's a man who enjoys the company of another man. So I feel like it also kind of plays into the, you know?
It makes sense.
I mean, if we're essentially just running a popularity contest to discover who's going to, you know, control the nukes.
Right. I think it's more than that.
What's that?
I think it's more than that at this point. Like, you know, with this presidency that we're going through, he's just too dumb. You know, everybody was so worried that he's going to get into the White House and immediately press the nuke button. And then that didn't happen. Yeah. And then it seemed like it was going to happen. And then it didn't happen. And then we got really fucking close to starting World War III with the Iranians or the Middle Easterns. And like, it seemed like he was going to press the button just because he wanted to. And then all of a sudden,
I don't think he was going to do it.
No, I'm not doing it because bullshit.
Drinking the fucking Washington Kool-Aid. He has known what it's like to have the ultimate power. And what happens when you get that kind of power and money hasn't done it for you in like 30 fucking years.
Right.
I mean, the guy's never, money hasn't been fucking cool to this guy since he was a child.
Yeah.
The only time money has been fucking cool to Donald Trump is when his dad made him work for minimum wage when he was a fucking kid.
Right.
Just to teach him a lesson about what that was like.
Yeah.
A good lesson to teach if you're especially coming from a privileged background.
Yeah. And obviously it didn't do anything for him because he's a narcissistic asshole.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, dude, it's just, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I lost my train of thought.
That's all right. I think Bernie Sanders 100% is the only viable candidate at the moment because he has a workable plan. He has an idea as to what the hell he would be doing once he got the presidency. And he's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
40, 50, 60 years. Like, he was part of the
He's a fucking savvy vet is what he is, dude.
yeah, he was part of the civil rights movement back in the 60s.
Yeah, that's
you know?
real, motherfucker. He actually had
It's
boots
like-
on the ground on that shit, man.
Yeah, he was
You
one
know?
of the only people
That's
back
cool.
then
That's,
to be supporting
mean,
them.
it does. The 70-plus-year-old mind does indeed worry me.
A little bit, yeah.
It a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, he's getting up there. He's 78. He seems like he's still sharp as a tack, but fuck, dude, that's getting up there to the point where
Yeah.
the mind can really start deteriorating, and that process can happen quickly.
Yeah.
And especially under the duress of a new presidency and all the pressure, the fucking complete and total assassination of Bernie Sanders that would ensue in the propaganda media
Yeah.
would be insane. And you just hope that if he does become president, that won't be the case, because that's gonna be, dude.
Yeah, it'll be
He's
terrible.
gonna get fucking thrown through the ringer, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
That's the new thing now. You gotta fucking.
Yeah.
We can't just support our president. It's gotta be like, oh, let's fucking dig up everything. It's got total
Yeah.
character assassination, which it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It should not be so black and white. It shouldn't be so divisive. You know.
yeah, but that's just the culture now. You know.
It shouldn't be that way.
We're just
It's not right that it's
Yeah.
that way. You know.
yeah, it's not 100%. Cancel culture is just terrible.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things happening in culture, and who knows how we got here? What?
Oh, I know exactly how we got here.
What?
It's fucking crazy left-wing people, and especially the radicalization of right-wing people. Just the extremes breaking off
Yeah.
in like 2012 to 2014, where all of the crazy like social justice warriors started to come out of the wet work, and
Yeah.
they got like TV spotlights
Oh
on the
my
news, and that's where like the redheaded woman with the fucking bright red hair
Nothing
comes
is
on
worse for dumb
screen.
people than any sort of attention, like especially televised attention.
100%. That's the only reason cancel culture has gotten so popular, is because the crazies got to be on TV, and the crazies that were at home went, I can do that. I can be crazy. Let me
I
be
know, it's
crazy on
like
Twitter.
Whoever's the most fucking crazy is like the one that gets the most. It's almost like
Well, it's
who is the
entertainment
most
value.
entertaining.
Yeah, that's all it
wins.
is.
And because really, what like I hesitate to even call it news. It's not news. CNN,
No.
Fox News, MSNBC. It's all propaganda
Yeah.
in one way or the other. If you really break it down, and if you really, I don't know where I was going with that.
But
Really?
no,
I don't know, I
you're
was
getting
going-
close. It's the news has become entertainment.
Yes, that's
People
where I was
just
going with
watch
that.
it because it's all sensationalized.
Yeah, back.
There's
it didn't
nothing
used to
there.
be
There's
like
no
that, though.
substance.
You know,
Right.
there used to be just like a guy kind of in a monotone voice just
Yeah.
saying the fucking news.
Well, because it's a 24-hour news cycle now.
Which is
It's since, like, the
ridiculous.
70s.
There cannot be that much exciting shit. Like sometimes I'm addicted to checking like
Ooh.
online media.
Right.
You know, I go to Drudge Report or just even Google. I like to look at different online news aggregators,
hmm
and then cherry pick the stories that you want to check out.
Right.
And then I notice myself sometimes like looking too quickly. Like I'll check my phone, and then a couple hours later I'll look, and like there's maybe one new thing, and it's not even the story. It's just like
Yeah, it's some bullshit.
some bullshit thing that somebody's trying to pass off as a story.
Yeah.
And I'll ask myself, what are you fucking doing, man? What are we doing here?
Yeah, it's like Leonardo DiCaprio ate a hot dog 5 years ago,
I'm kind of fucking
but he's a
guilty
vegan now.
of it, though, in a way. Like, I mean, I don't watch Fox or I don't watch any of the cable news shit.
Mhm.
But I'm definitely am guilty of like being addicted to watching current events
Right.
on my phone. For
Yeah.
sure. 110%. I don't know
Yeah.
why it is. It's almost like insatiable. But news doesn't
No.
need to be consumed that quickly. It was back before our cell phones had the internet on them, I wasn't consuming news like that.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people were.
I wasn't even consuming news at all. I mean, maybe you catch it at like 6 o'clock if you walk by the fucking TV in the living room, but then you're
Right.
back to your room to do whatever. You don't fucking watch that stupid shit. You watch a
Yeah.
DVD or something. Age myself right
it's-
there. The DVD.
Not really. I mean,
Yeah, DVD
physical media is still a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just even if Bernie gets in, it's gonna be a hard time for him. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
hard time for anybody that's president.
Oh, definitely.
It always has been.
Yeah.
But it's going to be especially moving forward with the media expanding and just being so entrenched in our life and being so in our lives and being so instantaneous, like I was talking about with my phone addiction.
Yeah, you can just get it right there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
right
like
at the tip of your fingers.
It's fucking. I just really hope that if he gets in there, he doesn't get totally ruined.
I don't know if there's
presidency has a way of
much-
wearing people out. You ever notice that?
Yeah,
When you look at the before and after pictures, it can really wear you out mentally and physically, it seems.
After what was it? After Barack Obama's first term, after the first 4 years, it looked like he aged 10.
He was a fucking stud on that election. I remember looking at me like, that is a handsome human being. Like, he's fucking... Just looks like a real handsome, strapping dude. And then now he's like...
He looks like he's so much older than he is.
Well, I mean, imagine the pressure that you're under.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Constantly.
I mean, you look at like JFK when he went in, and then before he was assassinated, there was a very obvious change in his face and how it drooped.
Yeah. He was definitely also, he had an amphetamine addiction. Yeah. And also, I think Addison's disease. He had some medical issues as well.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it'll age you, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the pressure even that Trump's under right now. I mean, you have your supporters, but then Trump's probably the same as I am. Dude. He's probably constantly on that phone. If he's not tweeting, he's probably looking up on Fox News. He's probably looking to see what people are saying about him.
Right.
That's probably how he spends most of his day.
I'm sure. Like, anytime that he's not in a meeting that's being televised.
Have you ever thought about that? Like, why are you on Twitter? Like, don't you have like
a job?
A massive fucking the most important job in the entire country to make sure the country is doing the right shit. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're not the one that's like micromanaging and shitting on people that are doing it wrong,
right?
That means that shit is just getting done wrong, and it's like just a continuous cycle of what it was like under Obama or what it was like under Bush. Every time there's a president in there, if that culture changes and it's not the right culture, unless you have a hands-on president, it's going to continue to be like that.
Yeah.
It's just, that's how it is. Like this dude that I was telling you briefly about, the guy who was a Secret Service agent for Bill Clinton. Mm-hmm. He was talking about how it was just like, it was just crazy. God, I keep forgetting what I'm fucking talking about. I'm stupid. Maybe I'm just stupid. I need to stop talking shit.
No, you're all right. Yeah. It's just a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. Jesus Christ.
Don't say that. Yeah. You're going to destroy this podcast.
Yes.
No, we're all good. We're just fucking talking. Because, it's so difficult nowadays to do anything good or do it the right way the first time. Or at least it feels like it is. Because you can have an idea and try and act upon it. But then, like, things break down and things just don't work.
Yeah.
And then you kind of forget about it over time because you just keep hitting different, like, roadblocks.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know. It's just so weird. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, hey, dude. They're using that mind control on us, bro. They're trying to silence us.
Maybe. I hope not. We all got fucking microchips on our brains that we were born with.
I know.
No.
I like mine. I gave it a name. His name is Mikey. Mikey the microchip. He's very sweet to me. He sings me bedtime songs.
That might fit into Michael's whole theory.
Oh, shit.
I want to get him on the podcast.
Yeah, where the fuck are you, Mikey?
Get in contact with him.
Ask Mike where he is.
Michael, if you're listening,
where are you,
please
buddy?
get in contact with us.
Where are you, fucker?
We miss you. I want to talk to him about on the podcast his theory because it's fucking great.
Yeah,
I have my own theory that I want to talk about, but I think everybody does.
We can become theorists.
Yeah, I think everybody does. We'll have a podcast about that.
Yes.
So it's just life is mysterious and everybody has their own idea how it works.
Yeah.
So.
All right, boys and girls.
Yeah. This long-winded episode of Lost in Phoenix podcast comes to an end.
Comes to an end.
Maybe not quite as exciting as it started.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll be starting to do this a little bit more.
Yeah.
Often.
So. We're gonna do it more.
Yeah, because Working Title's been going almost week by week, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, we haven't done one of these bellas in a while though.
Yeah.
But
so
hey,
we'll get back to it though.
Back on.
Yeah. So thank you for listening to this episode of Lost in Phoenix podcast. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.